Imagine your marriage healthy, thriving, and fun again. Welcome to the Coach Martez and Woodrina Show, the ultimate power couple helping you with understanding love, accepting truth, and changing perspective. Certified professional life and marriage coach Martez Layton and licensed therapist Woodrina Layton are here to help you step up your game when it comes to marriage, relationships, and so much more. With 30 years of marriage under their belt and a proven track record of mending broken bonds, you can rely on Coach Martez and Woodrina to empower you and your loved ones to have a strong connection for life. The Coach Martez and Woodrina Show starts now.
Woo! Good
Hello.
afternoon. Happy Wednesday to you. We're so glad to be here today.
Yes, how's everyone doing today?
Man, hope you're having a great week. Hope you had a great weekend, a great day today. Again, good afternoon. I'm Coach Martez.
And I'm licensed therapist Woodrina Layton.
And you're listening to the Coach Martez and Woodrina Layton show, where we talk about understanding love, accepting truth, and changing your perspective here on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour as we discuss creating and maintaining a married for life mindset as a couple.
That's right. And as we do every week, we're looking forward to just having enjoyable conversations around walking out the journey of love, life, and fulfilling purpose as we share with you practical tips, new insights, and perspectives that will help you to improve your relationships, communicate better, walk in forgiveness, and just simply love better.
Yes. But before we get started, we always like to just share a fun fact with everybody. And so one of the things we wanted to share, or the question we wanted to ask everybody today is, as a couple, what would be your relationship or your marriage theme song? You know, for the both of you as a couple, what would be like the song that represents the both of you, that represents your love, that represents your relationship?
Yeah.
Woodrina, what would that be for us, Woodrina?
Well, for us, that song, you know, like I always say, our relationship theme song is I Can't Let Go by Anthony Hamilton. You know, the song just really talks about, you know, no matter what people may say about our relationship, no matter the things that we go through in our relationship, I can't let go. Okay.
You know
I just can't let go. You know, I'm just gonna continue to hold on. I'm gonna forgive. You know, I'm just gonna walk through this journey of love with you.
And again, that's by Anthony Hamilton. So you know, just to give you a little sound bite, you know, it goes a little bit like this. No matter what the people say,
I'm not singing with
I
you.
I can't let go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just in case. And I know my microphone line is hanging out. I'm gonna make sure to put that up during the break. This is how you know when you dress yourself and your wife didn't help you. Then that's why I got the line hanging all out my shirt, all on the podcast.
Okay. So, you know, so just for all of the couples out there, you know, what is your marriage theme song?
Exactly.
You know, what is that song that represents, you know, your relationship?
And then what I want to challenge you to is to sing it together karaoke style.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it's fun. You
we
know,
sing it together all the time.
we sing it together.
Yeah.
Y'all know I can't sing. Come on. You know what it is. But you know I'm still gonna sing. It don't matter.
Right, exactly.
But it's fun when you do that.
Fun. That's right. It's all fun. All right, so let us get into this discussion on creating and maintaining a married for life mindset as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being married for life does not happen by chance, but it happens by choice. You know, as we always say at the end of our podcast, being married for life is a mindset that all marriages possess in thoughts and feelings once they begin, until challenges arise and life kicks in and the feelings of emotional brokenness turn into bitterness. When this happens, the married for life mindset turns into the I am done mindset for most couples, and there is no looking back. So how do we establish a married for life mindset? You know, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Those things that are important to establishing a married for life mindset.
Right. And again, we know, you know, how important it is, because when you look at the news, you are in social media, you see how many people start off, you know, happily married, in love, and you're seeing all the pictures on Instagram, you're seeing all of these things. And when people are saying their I do's and people are taking these pictures and taking these trips, you know, you everybody believes we can make it, but we just want to really, again, just kind of bring out some of these things to really think about on just making sure, not just believing or hoping we can make it, but understanding this is to death do us part.
Right. And it's about, because we all believe that in thought and feelings. We feel that way, we believe that way, but it's things we have to do to make sure that we remain that way. Yeah.
Exactly. So one of the first things we want to talk about is having a unwavering commitment to one another. And I just live with Drina start there because of course in my mind it's a whole lot of things going on. We talk about this unwavering
commitment. So that is, establishing within yourself that divorce is not an option. So and that's a mental that's a mental mindset to just say within yourself, divorce is not an option. Whatever we go through and challenges we face, I'm going to believe that we're going to overcome them by doing the things that we need to do to help us to overcome this challenge that we are facing. And so a part of that is setting goals that can help you to maintain focus. We talked about a couple of weeks ago, those marriage goals, setting those goals that can help you to maintain that focus, so that way your commitment would be unwavering. And I can, and being, and just being intentional about quality time together, being intentional about showing that love, that loyalty, that appreciation to your spouse, being intentional.
And see, and also for me, that commitment starts at when years before you go into, like I told Wadrina, for the both of us, well, primarily for me, I know my mom did not have a good, marriage history in her life. And so me growing up in a single family home, my commitment started to my family years before I got married. So I told Wadrina when we met at 18 years old, for me, I didn't want to be in a broken home or a broken family because of the fact I had already grew up like that. And so that commitment starts years. It's a part of your makeup.
That is so
what I'm saying? It's a part of who you are. It's like I tell people, for me being married, it's a part of who I am. At my core, I'm a family man. I'm a marriage man. So regardless, we're just saying that commitment, that's something that's who you are at your core. And so again, when we talk about goals, one of the goals for me being a child growing up in a single family home was to know I'm gonna be there for my child. That was a goal. That was one of the goals, that I wanted to have a family. I wanted to see what it was like to take those family trips together, mom and dad and all, involved. And so again, those goals actually are really aligned with your future, with your purpose, with your passion, that you all both set together to keep you focused, because challenges are going to arise, problems are going to come, but we just always talk about staying in the middle of the road, staying aligned with your purpose. So again, we're just talking about being intentional about your commitment to one another and your commitment to your future.
Exactly. And then that also involves, compromising in disagreements and making a commitment within yourself that you are not going to threaten to leave during an argument.
Oh, that's so true.
Because,
that happens a lot.
And so you want to make sure, in having a married for life mindset, that I'm going to make a commitment to myself that when we're arguing or disagreeing, I'm not going to say I'm leaving. Or, don't threaten to leave. I'm out of here. Or I want a divorce. That should not come up. So,
and those words stick to people too. I will tell you, those words
are powerful.
Yeah, when you say those things like that, that's not a commitment. That's like a cop out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're quitting on me. So I'm just saying, honestly, because those words hurt people. And we have, of course, several clients that, have said those things, but that's something you really want to really just make a commitment not to do.
Exactly. That's you do want to do that. And, and going in, knowing the marriage for life mindset is, okay, I know we're going to disagree, but I'm going to be willing to compromise to help us to come through these disagreements. And I'm also going to develop a mindset of selflessness, and realizing that, I have to make my spouse a priority. Yeah, of course, you have to make sure that you're doing that for one another. But it's one of those things where it can't always just be about you.
Right.
It has to be some compromise and some selflessness there
Right.
in that relationship to help you with that unwavering commitment.
That's good. It's like I remember Joyce Meyer would say, years ago when she would say, "It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me." The robot mindset,
Yeah.
"It's not about me. It's not about me." Because we make so many things about us, but that unwavering commitment has to be to the success of your partner, to the success of your family, to the success of one another's dreams.
Yeah.
That's the mindset. Because again, we're talking about for life. And you
Mhm.
look at what Drina and I, we've been together since I was 18 years old, and we've been married for over 30 years. Well, you're talking about for life. There are transitions and different
Yes.
things you go through. You have to still be able to know, I'm committed to your future. I'm committed to the challenges that you're going to face.
Yes.
Because that's what happens so much now in relationships. I'm committed, but when a challenge comes up, depending on how big that challenge is, it's like, no, I ain't signed up for this.
Right.
Me ain't signed up for this.
Right.
Being married for life, you signed up for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to help one another's back.
Yeah.
So, and that's just a part of it, because we change, we grow. And that's why it's so important to grow together.
Yes.
To make sure that we are doing the things to, enhance our relationship together.
Yeah.
As a couple, we want to grow together. We want to attend workshops. We want to
read.
We want to read together. We want to get marriage coaching, get marriage coaching and
Exercise
counseling.
together.
Yeah, we want to do those things to just help us in our commitment to our relationship and to one another.
Exactly. You don't want to be all committed. You committed to your health. You all at the gym. You doing all of this. Flexing and all of this stuff. But then you just always giving your spouse cookies and sweets and letting them do all this. But then you know what I'm saying. You're not committed to their health like yours. And I can hear somebody say, "Yeah, coach," but they don't want to work out. They don't want to go to the gym. No, you do know how to get the person that you've committed to make some things. There may be some other things, but I'm just saying we want to also be committed to one another's health and and fitness and just the mental health state of everyone. That unwavering commitment is, I'm committed to you in all areas of our relationship. And that's important.
Yeah, and you always want to just take a stand for one another.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's very important. When you're taking a stand for one another, that could be actually having to stand against one of your siblings, stand against your own mom. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people, they say things or those type of things, but you got to realize, I'm standing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be a person that all of a sudden, when something comes towards you in your relationship, it's like your spouse feels like, I'm the person that's standing out here and
alone.
I'm taking all of this from, whether it's your dad, whether it's your mom, whether it's your whoever it may be. I'm the person that's taking all of this, but it's like now you didn't just fade it away. So when we say unwavering commitment, we stand together. Whatever we're going to have to face, we are a team. We either win together or we lose together. That's the married for life mindset. We are in this to win this.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's good. And it just boils down to, it has to be a commitment, in your heart, your mind, and your emotions.
Right. It has to be.
All have to
unwavering.
They all have to be one together. You have to be committed together. It all has to be together. My heart, mind, and emotions are committed to this.
You.
Yep, to you in this relationship. Whatever we go through, I'm going to do the things that I need to do to make sure that we work.
That's the married for life mindset. Divorce is not an option.
Yeah. So you're listening to the Coach Martez and Wadrina Layton show. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue discussing more on creating and maintaining a married for life mindset.
Let's go.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're back on the Coach Martez and Wadrina Layton show. We have been discussing creating and maintaining a married for life mindset as a couple. And before the break, we were discussing having an unwavering commitment. That's the first thing we need, to make sure we do, and having a married for life mindset.
Mhm.
The second thing we're going to talk about is having God-like character.
To be a part of your relationship. And again, just kind of going back again to what we always say, and being transparent. Again, we've been married for over 30 years, but there's a lot of challenges that we've been through, that we've overcome, to be able to share this in a way of just like empowering others to understand you could do this. And so we're talking about this because, again, we have the married for life mindset. And again, as we'll talk about, a little bit later, the married for life walk, which we do, which is so important, and important to us, important to our mission on actually strengthening marriages. But again, this mindset is real. This is not something we just talked about or we just read about. This is something we live. This is something that we do. So I just want to put that out there, just really just considerate with what people go through, the things that we hear from different clients and people that we work with. This married for life, it is a mindset. You know what I'm saying? It is something that you have to choose to believe, choose to feel and accept about what you're going to do as far as your life and your future. So I just want to say that, because it is something that is attainable and is real. Because again, we just here now, so many people saying, is this really possible? No, with
It's
that
possible.
mindset.
Yeah,
It's with that mindset.
exactly. And and with that mindset, having unwavering commitment, having God-like character, and having God-like character is like showing one another compassion. Like show, what would Jesus do? What we used to always say back in the day. In your relationship, when you go through challenges, what would Jesus do? Like treat your spouse the way that you would want to be treated.
Right.
So one of those is we want to show them compassion. It's like we're human, we're all going to make mistakes. So I'm going to have some grace. I'm going to show you some compassion. I'm going to show you some grace. I'm going to be forgiving. I'm going to make sure that I'm not, just coming down everything you do, because we're all going to make mistakes.
Right. And I just like, oh man, I apologize, y'all. I forgot to put my line up. Sorry about that. I'll make sure and do that during the break. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the producers should have said something. Martez, put that up. But anyway, I just want to go back to this, showing one another compassion and what that looks like in real time. So when you just think about, like right now you have COVID, along with COVID, along with the children, along with the job, along with sometimes, maybe not being able to see your parents, because of what's going on with COVID and whatnot, the stress of what that could cause. That could be an area where now, you can show compassion instead of using words or just saying things like, no, you just got to tough it out, or no, you just got to get over it. With just getting over some things, it may be easier said than done. And so that's what we mean when we're talking about compassion, is actually understanding the challenges that each of you may be going through at different times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we say, it's been a lot of loss, with different things, and with your children. It's like, this is not easy for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about compassion, that's what I'm talking about in real time, understanding the stresses that people are dealing with, your spouse is dealing with, or could be dealing with their parents. And it's like, because you may not be dealing with that with your parents, you may not have that compassion to show. But when we're talking about compassion, that's what we're saying. The married for life mindset is understanding when a person may be not at their best, or maybe not doing everything they could be doing, or you may have met them or fell in love with them at one level, and now certain things is kind of put them down or cause them to feel a certain way. So what compassion says is, you know what, I understand you may not be being your best right now because of what you're dealing with, but I'm going to love you and I'm going to walk this through with you.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about in real time, and being practical and talking about compassion. That's what I'm saying about, showing each other love, doing it while the other person may not be in the same physical, mental, or just emotional space that you are in. We need to show one another compassion.
Yeah, we want to be able to also, put ourselves in their shoes, and show empathy, because that's going to help us with being able to show that compassion if we actually put ourselves in their shoes and just really for that moment instead of wanting to judge or criticize,
Mm-hmm.
say, well, really think about, what are they going through, and if
Mm-hmm.
I was going through this, how would I feel, what would I want
Right.
them to do or show me,
Mm-hmm.
in this situation. So we want to make sure that, we're doing that with, in having this married for life mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm always going to make sure that I'm understanding what you're going
Right.
through,
Right.
you know.
And I remember years ago, because Madrina's always loved this word grace.
Mhm.
I remember, yeah, I remember I was gonna give out your tag, what you was gonna put, but I ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
She was gonna put something on her car, but I don't want to put that because then somebody else may go put it on their tag.
Yeah.
But anyway, just understanding what grace is like in your
Mhm.
relationship. And so, whether your husband has left his socks on the floor, or
Mhm. Left the toilet seat up.
left the toilet seat up,
Mhm.
left a fork and a plate that he didn't put in the dishwasher. And all of a sudden, when you wake up, now your whole day is thrown because you found this dish in the sink or this silverware. I'm just saying, you know what? That's the time to be like, you know what? I know he was rushing last night. I know the game was on, and I know, yeah, he could have put this up before he came to bed. But I'm just saying, again, with everything that's going on, and to have the married for life mindset, one of those godlike characters you really want to have, let me just have some grace.
Yeah.
Because guess what? This is a true marathon in marriage.
Yes, it
This is
is.
not a sprint that you are running. So what I'm saying, you might as well form. I'm gonna say this. I remember like yeah, remember George Mark. That's why I say this stuff sticks in your head. I remember she would talk about, like long suffering. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
talk about God-like character, you talk about one of the fruits of the spirit, or like what God talks about, being patient, kind, long suffering one another. You have to be patient with your spouse. That's what that grace is.
Yeah.
Grace is about patience. So with the married for life mindset, if he's already getting on your nerves, if she's already getting on your nerves, instead of saying, you always doing something to get on my nerves, why don't you see, well, what can I do to where you won't get on my nerves?
Mhm.
What can I do
Yeah.
if you're getting on my nerves? I'm just saying grace is practical.
Yeah. And
It's real.
yeah.
And that's the mindset of,
Mhm. Yeah, and
yeah,
that's what I always tell all the couples, every year at the Married for Life walk, we have to learn to walk in daily grace and
yes,
forgiveness.
yes,
We
yes.
we have to learn to walk in daily grace and forgiveness because Christ forgives us daily, shows us grace daily. So therefore, with our spouse, that's something we have to learn. It's like being able to realize, okay, I have to walk in this. I have to show you grace and forgiveness on a daily basis because that's how I'm going to help myself to stay with a married for life mindset and not
Yes.
waver in my commitment and not
Mhm.
be walk around frustrated and you getting on my nerves. And I got to show daily grace
Right,
and forgiveness. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do things that are gonna rub each other the wrong
right.
way.
Mhm.
That's gonna happen. It's like
Mhm.
it's just gonna happen. So it's like, so to help myself and to help ourselves with that, it's like, no, I'm just gonna show grace and forgiveness. It's not intentional. I know
Mhm.
you're not doing it intentional.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, I may say something to you, in a nice way to let you know in an assertive way that this bothered me, but I'm gonna continue moving forward because
Mhm.
we're gonna communicate that assertively and let each other know
Mhm.
how we feel, and we're gonna keep moving forward. But I'm gonna be forgiving, and I'm gonna, and no matter how small or how large the offense is, it's learning to walk in that daily grace and forgiveness. And depending on how large, how hurtful the offense is regarding forgiveness, it may take you some time
Right.
to forgive, but making that decision to just say, you know what, I'm making a decision to forgive you. It's again, then that way that bitterness and that
Yeah.
resentment doesn't even have room to start building up in your heart
Mhm.
because of the fact that you've already made a choice to forgive and show grace.
Mhm. And and when we think about, we think about our kids, and we'll be like, you'll look at your child when they're, 3, 4 years old and 2 years old, and they're pouting and doing things, because they didn't have their way. Well, that's the same way it is when you think about maturing in a relationship. If you ever want to measure your level of growth and maturity, all you got to do is ask yourself, how long does it take for me to say I'm sorry? If remember this now, if you ever want to measure your level of maturity in your relationship, all you got to do is evaluate and measure how long it takes for me to say I'm sorry. I didn't say for your spouse.
Right.
How long does it take for me to say I'm sorry? Because that's going to give you a real good gauge of how you have matured. Because, like I tell everybody, the quickest way to regain communication, to regain, the camaraderie in the relationship, to rebuild that bridge of communication is through a heartfelt apology. So when we talk about God-like character in the marriage for life mindset, you have to be willing to apologize in a heartfelt way quickly.
Yes.
That's what that grace, that's what that forgiveness, that's what that compassion, it all kind of is all consumed in a heartfelt apology by saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because forgiveness is key. And I'm just saying, like with our kids, they pout, and you be like, you need to stop pouting. But then with you and your relationship, if your partner or your spouse has done something that really hurt you, you need to stop pouting and realize, you know what? Let me just make this right. Let me just say, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me just start there. But again, that shows your level of maturity. And maturity is very important when it talks about the marriage for life mindset, because you can't have this mindset without maturity. Because these things we're talking about is at a mature level. You can't be surface, you can't be petty when you're trying to have a marriage for life mindset. And we're talking about things like unwavering commitment, God-like character. That's something.
Yeah, that is so true. And then we have a few more points we want to bring out in this God-like character, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to continue and just actually talk more about, different things that you want to make sure you do, to help you to show God-like character in developing this marriage for life mindset. So we'll be right back. We are back. Welcome back to the Coach Martez and Wadrina Layton show. We have been discussing how to create and maintain the marriage for life mindset in your relationship. But before we continue, I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to connect with us. If you want to connect or work with Martez and I, you can visit our website at dreambuilderscoaching.net. On Facebook, it's Dream Builders Marriage Coaching and Counseling. Instagram at Coach Martez at Wadrina Layton, and Twitter at Coach Martez at Wadrina L. So we have been discussing, what we need in order to have a married for life mindset. And the first thing we talked about was unwavering commitment. And before the break, we were discussing, having God-like character, showing that in our relationship. And so we talked about compassion, grace, and forgiveness.
But I want to say something.
Okay. Well, before I move into the next point, go ahead.
No, I want to go back to unwavering commitment too. I just want to say unwavering commitment doesn't mean you are committed to your marriage, but neither are you happy. And your attitude really is an attitude of really not want to be here, but I'm here. That's not unwavering commitment. I just want to say that.
Right.
Because, we run across people that, it's almost like, hey, I'm committed to the marriage, but you're not happy. You really don't want to be there, but you are committed. You committed to not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's different. I just want to say that. Unwavering commitment does not mean I'm committed to not going nowhere. We're talking about more than just being committed to not going. We are talking about committed with your presence, committed with you emotionally, committed with you spiritually to one another, committed to passion and to building one another's dreams and doing those things. I just want to just really kind of say, you don't want to be committed, but not fully committed.
Right. Your heart, I do know, mind, and emotions.
Exactly. Because you could be saying, you know what, I feel like my spouse may be committed just because he feels as if he's committed because he's here, because he comes home every day when he didn't left work, because he does this. No, we're talking about deeper than just committed with just because you do those things, but being committed on a whole level of being one with one another.
Exactly.
I just want to say that.
Oh no, definitely. That is so true. That's the only way,
Mhm.
it's like we talked about last week, that emotional connection.
Right.
Like that's needed,
Right.
in this commitment and being married for life. We have to
Mhm.
be connected emotionally.
Right.
And it takes so much more than just, okay, I'm doing my job, my role as a husband
Right.
or my role as a wife.
Exactly.
It's like,
Mhm.
no, what we need to have that emotional
Yes.
connection.
I just want to say that.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and then, so we were talking about, having that God-like character as far as, the compassion, empathy towards one another, showing each other
forgiveness.
grace and forgiveness, walking in daily grace and forgiveness. But we want to also be mindful that we are consistently encouraging one another.
That's huge, guys.
We remember we are one another's, biggest cheerleader. I am Martez's dream fueler and he's mine. I want to encourage you. I want to push you towards your dreams. I want to help you to get there. So I need to be consistently encouraging you to reach your goals and be who God has called you to be in achieving, everything that you desire to achieve in your life.
Right. And again, when Wadrina used the term dream fueler, that's something that, we always ask our couples, first of all, what is your partner's dream? And then ask yourself, how do you fuel that dream? You know what I'm saying? So in other words, how do you help it to get to where it is manifesting in their lives? What is it that you're doing to fuel it? And that's very important because if you don't fuel your partner's dream, somebody will.
That's right.
And depending on who is fueling the dream will also depending on where passion flows. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted because sometimes people may never heard that term, dream fueler.
Yeah.
But that's what we talk about when we're talking about how are you fueling your partner's dream.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about that consistent encouraging, just really, positive inspiration. What are you saying to really make them feel confident in who they are?
Right.
And like we always say, a lot of times these things that we're talking about are things that we've experienced.
Yeah.
That was times where I really wasn't encouraging with dream. I wasn't her dream fueler, because it was all about me fulfilling the dream that I believe God gave me. And it was like, no, you need to spend your energy helping my dream. And I didn't even think about, oh man, well, what about me fueling your dream? So like I say, these things that we talk about are things that we have learned through our journey, but that consistent encouraging, people need to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They need to hear that. They need to know that you are with me. And that's that God-like character because we know that God always lets us know, I love you.
Yeah.
And that's how you want to be with your partner.
And another part of that God-like character is refusing to give up on one another, regardless of the storms or tests that you face, because God doesn't give up on us.
Yes.
When we waver and go left when he told us to go right, it's like that when we disobedient and don't do what God told us to do, it's like he still forgives us. He doesn't give up on us. So it's like refusing to give up on your spouse, regardless of the storms and tests that you may face, because with the married for life mindset, you know that they're going to come. Having a married for life mindset is knowing that we're going to experience trials and tribulations, challenges in our relationship. But guess what? We're going to overcome them.
And we're going to do it together.
We're going to do this together. We're overcoming this together because we're committed to one another. We're committed to our family, our kids, our legacy.
Right. And so then we talk about refusing to give up on one another. I know this may be, like I say, we've been working with couples professionally over 13 years now. And I think about, I've heard some spouses say, shoot, that ain't my problem, coach. That decision made them have to deal with this. So again, what I'm saying is like you can't allow it to be storming over your partner, but you just enjoying the sunshine and everything. No, you can't do that. Well, what if they just keep making them bad decisions? And we had to talk about that a little bit more, but I'm just laughing in my mind. I'm just thinking about how when we say refusing to give up on each other, regardless of the storms, I have heard of some spouses maybe like, coach, they made it rain on themselves. I'm supposed to get wet too.
Right, because we in our last one, I don't want to go too far into it, but the last thing we want to bring out is living the team concept.
Right.
But it's one of those things, going back to what you just said, because of the fact that we are a team. So when we
Right.
make decisions, it should be a team decision.
Right.
But sometimes, we'll make decisions, on our own without consulting with our spouse. But when that happens, we have to, a part of that mindset is, okay, I'm going to walk in grace and forgiveness. I'm going to, it may take me some time because I'm really upset, but I'm going to get over this, and we're going to really have to sit down and come up with a plan for the future to make sure that going forward, all of our decisions are team decisions,
right.
That we're coming together to make these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's one of the last points we want to bring out, in having the Married for Life mindset is living the team concept. Right. Not accepting the you or me, right. but it's we.
It's we.
We're in this together. It's we. It's us. It's not him, her. He did that. No, it's we. We. We're in this. We're going to take responsibility together.
Right, and you cover one another. That's the thing about the team concept. You cover one another in things. And so you think about how whether it's in football, you're here. Because I have told many of you who are listening, I'm a huge college football fan. Roll Tide. Again, you know about football. You know what Roll Tide means. And so it's just one of those things. Like all of a sudden, if the person, the wide receiver may have dropped the ball to prevent the touchdown, but you still understand as a quarterback, we could have done better. When you hear some of these players, they're talking, they like, we could have done, I could have did my part, but it's also we, because that's the team. And so that's why with all of our couples, we always say, what? Boom, like we're team Layton and whatever the other, you all are a team. You work as one. Marriage is a team sport. You either win together or lose together. So in other words, with the team concept, there is no I take a L, but you take the W. Right. No, if I take a L, we need to experience this L together. And so it's not like the husband or the wife, whoever it may be, you enjoying your win, but I'm sitting over here really sad or upset because I've taken the L. But in the team concept, we either gonna win together or we either gonna lose together. But one thing is gonna be, it's gonna be together.
Yeah, and it's like, in the team, it really helps with the team concept when we learn how to accept our personal responsibility and whatever it may be that may have met, whatever the issue is that have happened, the mistake, whatever it may be, we have to be willing to take our personal responsibility, because once if I take personal responsibility for something I'm done, it's easier for Martez to support me in that team concept. But if I'm not taking personal responsibility, then a lot of times that's what happens when couples are like, well, you over there by yourself, because you have to learn how to accept responsibility and take that responsibility for your role and what you did to get us to where we are now.
Right. Right.
You want to take all the, you want to get all the glory when it's good, but how about accepting responsibility when it's not, when it's something that's not so good? So we want to do that as far as a team. I thought that came to mind when you mentioned football, because it's everybody accepts responsibility, but you always hear the quarterback saying, no, it's on me, it's on me. I accept responsibility for that. But as a team, we all had a role to play in it, but still be willing to accept your personal responsibility.
And that's very important.
Yeah.
You got to have that team concept. You got to have that team mindset, because again, this is the Married for Life mindset. The Married for Life mindset is we're a team. We're in this together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to walk away or leave you or let you lose without us winning together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And that's what we have to have.
Exactly. So, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue, wrap up this discussion and, continue discussing creating and maintaining a Married for Life mindset.
Let's go.
programming we provide transcends politics, transcends religious beliefs. And so from that, we came up with a vision to create something called the new mainstream talk radio.
Transformation Talk Radio.
Transformation Talk Radio.
Anywhere around the world.
This is it, the energy of heart to heart, mind to mind, love to love. These are the questions that people have and rarely state. When we have an internal transformation and we see things differently, what does it mean to step into the full nature of being a spiritual being? How am I to be? This is it. Every day, you have to do something outrageously positive. It is so absolutely relevant because what I've seen in humanity, despite what's in the headlines, I'm so struck by the heroes that have come forward. I'm just absolutely in awe. The idea generators and superheroes. All of you, you are the best listening audience in the world, and we are bringing it in 2021.
We are back. Welcome back to the Coach Martez and Wadrina
my
Laces show. Coach Martez is having a mic issue, but we have been we have been discussing what we need to create and maintain a married for life mindset as a couple. And we talked about, unwavering commitment, and that's unwavering with your mind, your heart, and your emotions. We talked about, God-like character, having that in your relationship, that's showing compassion, walking in daily grace and forgiveness, encouraging one another and just refusing to give up, on one another and making that an unwavering commitment. We talked about making that commitment to not say out of your mouth when you're arguing, I'm leaving, or I want a divorce. We don't want those words to come out of our mouth because words are powerful and that really stings and can cause scars, in a relationship where, whenever you're arguing for the other spouse, it's like a traumatic, it's like, oh, I'm thinking about when he said this or when she said that. So we want to make sure that, we make a commitment not to say I'm leaving or I want a divorce during an argument or a disagreement. And then we've been talking about, before we went to break, the team concept. We're a team. We're in this together. We either win together or lose together. Taking personal responsibility for things that you may do wrong in the relationship, but at the same time realizing that we either lose together or win together. Yeah, you may have made the mistake, you accept the responsibility for it. So now as a team, what do we need to rebuild from here and get to where we want to be? So we're in this together.
And again, we've been talking about every show we always talk about the Married for Life walk. And so the Married for Life walk, again, April 22nd, 23rd here in Atlanta, Georgia, which we would love for you all to join us. Again, these are the things that, we want couples to understand with one another. When we talk about never let go of the hand that you're holding. Well, to never let go of the hand you're holding, you have to have an unwavering commitment. Then you have to have that God-like character, and you got to have the team concept, because that is the Married for Life mindset. And all three of those need to work hand in hand with one another. So again, that's what we talk about when we're talking about this Married for Life mindset. We're just encouraging couples to join us there here in Atlanta, Georgia, April 22nd and 23rd. And even though you have different couples that come in from around the country, we're open the same thing, even though I know, we're praying that everything is going to go well with what we're facing with COVID and those things. But it's just to remind people that, we don't have to give up on each other. And, and how does that start? That starts with me making a decision. And that decision is I choose the mindset. I choose to have these thoughts. I choose to think and feel the way, not just based off of my feelings of things, but I understand, I'm committed to you. There's an unwavering commitment here that, I want to see you when you're older. I
Mhm.
want to be with you, you
Mhm.
know, because like, you know, I always joke with everybody and say, you know, when Drina first met me, seriously, guys, I'm
Mhm.
not lying. I had nice wavy hair. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
did. I mean, she's right here. You
Yeah,
know what
he
I'm
had a
saying? I
handful
had
of curly
nice,
hair.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had nice wavy hair.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I lost that at an early age.
At an early age.
But
Like 2 years after we got
but you know what I'm
married.
saying? So you can't be, so in other words, what I'm saying is you can't be committed to somebody while they still got their shape.
Yeah.
Or while they hair, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you committed while everything is going good. But I'm just saying that unwavering commitment is no, I'm committed to you.
Yes.
And not only am I committed to you, I'm committed to your passions. I'm committed to your purpose. I'm committed to your dreams.
Yes.
That's what that
That's what
unwavering
it is.
commitment is. And so when we talk about, you know, we don't want people to just come to the Married for Life walk to say, you know what, I attended the Married for Life walk. We don't really want people just to attend this event. We want to begin to start changing the way people see it. You know what? When I'm just saying, you know what, I'm married for life. This is a commitment that I'm making that regardless of the storms, regardless of this that happens, it's like I'm here.
Yes.
And then I want to get tools to help us to make sure that we're doing this. That's what we talk about. We talk about marriage coaching and counseling. Those are tools.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about everything going right in the marriage or us being perfect. You don't go to the dentist just because you got a perfect smile and you got perfect teeth. You're still gonna go to the dentist just for your checkup or just for your preventative maintenance that you do twice a year. That's what we say marriage maintenance should be like when it comes to marriage coaching and counseling in your relationship. And again, that helps to maintain that mindset because it hurts us, you know, when we see good couples and now they're throwing in the towel or just ended up walking away, you know, because we understand, you know, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a way around that. And that begins with the mindset.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like the motto is for the Married for Life walk, never let go of the hand you're holding. You know, we're that's something, you know, we just want you to remember, you know, never let go of the hand you're holding. We're gonna face challenges. We're gonna have issues, but we're gonna overcome them if we do the work. If we get the tools and we apply the tools to our relationship, you know, we can overcome them. You know, marriage is work. Yeah, it's work. That's just, it's no way around it because you have to do the work if you want to be successful and have a healthy marriage. Not only do you have to do the work on yourself, because we all have individual issues that we ourselves have to work through and overcome, but not we all, you know, just think about all of our own issues and then we come into a relationship with another person that has their own issues. So therefore, as a whole, as a couple, it's gonna be some work. Like we say, marriage is work. So you know, but just be committed to knowing that I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna do whatever it takes because I know I'm not just getting married for show. I'm getting married for the commitment. I want us to grow old together. I want us to just create these memories, you know, have a legacy that we're building, you know, for our children to leave them with and for our grandchildren. So you know, that's all about that married for life mindset. You know, we want to have that mindset and just know that.
You know, and again, I always had to shout out, you know, Ronnie and Shamari DeVoe. They're from New Edition and Black, you know, because of the fact of, you know, with them being marriage ambassadors with us and vision partners with us. They've been there from the beginning with the Married for Life walk. But again, you know, if you see them or if you hear them, you're going to even hear them talk about this mindset. And that's something that, you know, we've even coached them to just not only just say, but just sharing, you know, different platforms and different things. You hear them talking about that mindset that they have. And just like with all the things that they deal with from celebrity and just being in them different environments, they still maintain that mindset. So that's what we want to say to, regardless of where you are, what you're going through, you can choose to make a decision. You know what? This year, I'm changing my mindset. I'm changing the way I feel or think. And I'm realizing, you know what? I do want to be in this for life. And that's what we want to encourage everyone who is hearing this about understanding unwavering commitment, God-like character, and team concept to have that married for life mindset, and join us on April 22nd and 23rd for the 5th annual Married for Life
walk. It's going down in the A. And believe me when I say you're going to leave there empowered, with a level of strength that, you know what, hey, we can overcome this. It's going to be encouraging. It's going to give you strength in your relationship and just be encouraging to your relationship. So, just know that, it's going to be good. And so, and it's going to be, you're going to have a good time. So, we just want to remind you that healthy marriages, relationships, they just don't happen by chance, but by choice. So you have to be honest with yourself and be willing to be held accountable to the things that your partner may say to you without giving them back judgment or pushback. And you just want to make a commitment to accept change without conflict.
So again, we want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Coach Martez and Wadrina Lade show. We've had a wonderful time today just talking about these things that help you to have that married for life mindset. But again, please join us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Central, and 12 p.m. Pacific time. We would love to hear from you. Be sure to connect with us on social media, and we look forward to reading and hearing your comments. Again, have a wonderful day, a great Wednesday, and we'll see you here same time next week here on Transformation Talk Radio. Let's go.
Have a great
Thank you for tuning in to the Coach Martez and Wadrina Show on Transformation Talk Radio with certified professional life and marriage coach Martez Layton and licensed therapist Wadrina Layton. Understanding love, accepting truth, and changing perspective. Coach Martez and Wadrina Layton have been working with owl-bound couples to strengthen their relationships for the betterment of their lives for 20 years, and it is in their divine role in life to do so. For more information or to schedule an appointment with Coach Martez and Wadrina, go to dreambuilderscoaching.net. That is dreambuilderscoaching.net.